Your Majesties, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for always returning. Trust you and yours are well, and you're loving yourself and others like always. Many thanks to all of you for the support you give to the channel. Thank you so much to our channel members, to our anonymous supporters, to all of you, my esteemed subscribers. You're loved, celebrated, and appreciated. So today, I want us to have a look into two important information. Some of you might have stumbled upon it while going through the internet. The first here is that Burkina Faso's first gold production after decolonizing from the French government. That is, after they cut themselves from the hold of imperialism, this is the first ever gold that they have produced after that. Now, this is them proving to the world that they do not need to tie themselves to the Europe and America to succeed. Of course, they can do this themselves. Of course, our ancestors have been mining gold since ancient times, and we are people of gold. So why is it that we do not know how to produce gold? This is something that some of us need to ask ourselves, because the African continent is the home of mineral resources. So why is it that we have these mineral resources and they come tell you that, they'll tell us that we do not know how to manufacture these things? So we need to tie ourselves to them so that we can be able to manufacture these things. The second thing here is that the fact that the Niger government seizes full control of its uranium mine from French nuclear giant Orano, that is mind-blowing, Your Majesties. Like I said in previous videos, there have been a lot of improvements seen in the Sahel, a lot of growth in the Sahel after they cut off from French government, the American government, and then pushed out all the military bases that were in their territories, holding them down. Now, this is after decades. Okay, decades of exploiting from Niger, exploiting their uranium from Niger. Now, do you know what? After Niger government took hold of this uranium mine, they decided to, sue the government for taking hold of this uranium mine. And that is another discussion that we would be delving into one at a time. So the truth is that, like I keep telling you, Your Majesties, after the Sahel cut off from the hold of imperialism, there have been records of tremendous growth down the Sahel. This is the only region in the motherland where I talk about with ease, I talk about with happiness, I talk about with joy, because I am aware that a lot is going down in the Sahel. Positive, Your Majesties. A lot of positive things is happening down the Sahel. A lot of growth just within this short time frame. Within the time that the French government was kicked out, a lot of growth has happened. Just imagine what the Sahel would have been without the hold of imperialism. Just imagine what the Sahel would have been without the interference of Western bodies. Imagine what Africa would look like without the interference of foreign bodies. Sometimes we do not ask ourselves these questions. Most of the time, we are aware, of course, the fact remains that the continent has a lot of issues. But when we look down or look into ourselves and try to, figure out where all these issues are coming from, we will discover that majority of our problem is because the Western bodies are involved in the motherland. By the time Western interference is cut off or limited, the growth of the motherland will be tremendous, like what we see down the Sahel. I want to take you through the news and then we take it up from there, Your Majesties.
Capitaine Jongo, voilà, ça n'a pas l'air voilà, il y a une minute de minute.
S'il vous plaît. Au directeur général qui a son tour remet à son excellence.
Excusez pour la photo. Pour la photo.
Ça n'a pas l'air. Burkina, ça n'a pas. Capitaine Jongo, Basit Jongo, là, ça.
Donc, les mots doivent. 13,97.
Mine et carrière.
Et ça s'applaudit comme la
Ça n'a pas Burkina.
Ouais, bébé, non.
D'ailleurs, il y en a ça, d'abord, ça tourne dans
Notre charbon sera traité efficacement avec.
Il y a un an, le capitaine Ibrahim Tarawandira.
Yahandananzu. Faso. Et pour la photo de famille, je vais inviter son Excellence, Monsieur le Président de l'Assemblée législative. Monsieur le Président de l'Assemblée. Mesdames et Messieurs, les membres du gouvernement sont...
Capitaine Bajil Jonglé, mais on y a un Charma Pan, Burkina Faso,
Monsieur le directeur des cabinets...
Voilà, minute de mine, mais là, voilà.
What happens when a nation's most valuable resource becomes a geopolitical battleground? Niger, a key player in the uranium market, has made a bold and controversial move, seizing operational control of uranium mining activities from French nuclear giant Orano. This decision underscores a broader struggle for sovereignty and economic independence, while stirring global concern about energy security, regional stability, and geopolitical alliances. French nuclear company Orano has announced that Niger's military authorities have assumed control of its uranium mining operations in the country. Niger is the world's 7th largest producer of uranium, supplying about 5% of global demand. Its reserves have been pivotal in fueling France's nuclear industry, which generates 70% of the country's electricity. Before the July 2023 coup, Niger accounted for nearly 20% of France's uranium imports. However, the military's rise to power has disrupted this long-standing relationship. Military leaders criticize previous mining agreements as exploitative, arguing that they failed to adequately benefit the Nigerian people. In a move symbolizing this sentiment, the government revoked Orano's permit for the Imurore mine in mid-2024. The military's actions reflect a broader rejection of French influence in Niger, a former colony. This hostility escalated with the expulsion of French troops and the closure of export routes, particularly the border with Benin. Orano reported that 1,150 tons of uranium concentrate, valued at approximately $210 million, remained stranded due to logistical and regulatory blockages. Military officials, including Niger's Minister of Mines Colonel Abarki of Smain, have made clear their stance. They will not permit French companies to profit while the French government refuses to recognize the military government's legitimacy. Niger is actively courting new partners, inviting Russian, Turkish, and Iranian firms to invest in its mining sector. This pivot mirrors the actions of neighboring Sahelian nations like Mali and Burkina Faso, which have also embraced ties with Russia, often through its Wagner Group. Such partnerships represent a significant realignment in the region, diminishing Western influence and introducing new players into the uranium market. For France, losing access to Niger's uranium reserves threatens energy security. While other suppliers like Kazakhstan and Canada could mitigate the shortfall, the disruption poses challenges for France's heavily nuclear-reliant energy infrastructure.
All right, Majesties, that is it. Now, most of you might have seen this information. You hear that after Niger decided to take hold or take full control of this uranium mine from this very giant called Orano, this very Orano had the mine that got the infantry to decide that they want to sue the government for collecting back what is theirs. It's funny, it's annoying at the same time, and it also shows how we are seen as the African people. I keep telling you that the whole of the Europe and America have never acknowledged the Sahel leaders as leaders up until now. I think that's why sometimes they make decisions that at the end they end up regretting. At the end, they regret decisions that they make, because when you don't see a group of people as a leader, you can decide to make decisions that might have adverse effect. Now to Burkina Faso. Remember, we've talked about how Burkina Faso is booming in terms of agriculture, because they are into agriculture as well. And now it will surprise you, Your Majesties, that very gold you just saw that was produced in Burkina Faso are produced from the debris, from what was called dirt, what was termed not useful. This is where these golds were produced from. Mind you, when things are produced, gold is mined, mineral resources are mined. There are some that are pushed out as dirt, and okay, this is not useful anymore. It is from those ones that they say it wasn't useful anymore that this gold was produced from. to tell you that these people are ready to utilize and maintain whatever it is that they have and not waste anything. Okay, they are not ready to waste anything. When something is yours, you put in every effort to make it happen. You put in every effort to utilize it. It is because this gold is not for the French government. They are just there for the interest, pollute the environment, destroy the environment, and then make their money, that they do not even care about managing these resources. There was no management. They used it recklessly and dump it as, okay, this is not good anymore. It is from what was rejected as not good anymore, as dirt, as debris, that this very gold you saw was produced from, Your Majesties. Now, this is the information I felt like sharing with you. What is going on? We are happy that the Niger government have taken hold of that very uranium mine, even though they are saying they're going to sue the government, which I just feel like they're just agitated at the moment. There is nothing they can do because this uranium is for the Niger people, and the Niger government have said, okay, it's time for you to pack and go. We are not ready to work with you anymore. We want to take hold of our uranium 100%. We do not want any partnership with you anymore. And then Burkina Faso, on the other hand, produce these huge amounts of gold from what Western bodies call dirt, not useful. What they see as not useful, a lot of useful things were seen in that which Europe and America termed not useful. Alright, leave your thoughts and opinion there at the section, and I'm going to see you in my next one. Until then, love yourself, love others, stay safe, stay positive, always, Your Majesties. Bye for now.